Hey everyone, we're doing a test of the mobile streaming on StreamYard, and we don't know what we're doing. So, hey Fizz, hey Zebra82.
Hi Fizzy, hey Zebra82.
Curiouser would like to make an announcement.
Oh really? I didn't know.
Our next show. When's the show?
Oh, okay. Yes, we're gonna have a show coming up this Wednesday at our normal time is 7:30 MT. That's Mountain Time, 7:30. And so I hope y'all can be there this Wednesday. Yep. I will definitely make a promo video for that.
We are going to have a guest. Damien G will be our guest on Wednesday.
Oh, good. Yay. Wonderful.
Yes. We're waiting for another person to join us in a bit.
Okay.
Hopefully she gets here before we're done. But this is really just a test to see what I can and can't do.
I'm in the show. Everyone can see me and hear me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says. Good.
Yes. Yeah. This is the first time that you're in as a guest, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. Except for, other shows I've been a guest on, I think. But yeah, this is, I'm a guest. I can't see the chat or anything. Yeah, so.
Yeah, this is how I normally feel. And now I'm in your shoes. It's weird. Yep. But it appears that I cannot present my screen with mobile. So until they add that functionality, it's not like I could show any Mandela effects.
We can interview. We can interview Curiouser.
Oh my gosh! Yes, we could.
Pull out the questions.
That's a great idea.
Your turn.
Hey, Zebra82, I don't know if you're even familiar with the Mandela effect, but I usually stream on Curious&Curiouser's channel once a week, as well as Scatter Performance once a week on Mandela Monday. And this is Curious&Curiouser. And I think we are going to interview her real quick.
Wow, I'm surprised it's coming in really well. You guys can hear me? I'm on
yes.
I'm on wireless right now. I forgot to plug it in. But as long as you can hear me. As long as you can hear me.
You literally sound better on the channel than you do on the channel.
All right. Well.
Oh, we have our final guest. Hold on. Here is Fizzy.
Yay. Welcome.
Hey, Fizz.
Hi, Fizzy.
Welcome.
Hi.
Can we hear you?
Hello.
Fizzy?
What?
There she is.
There she is.
She said what?
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 Fizzy?
Everybody's talking at the same time. I have no idea what's going on.
That's okay. Here's what's going to go on. Theresa gave me a great idea. I am going to... You don't have to answer.
Oh, no. We got some feedback.
Oh, you have feedback?
Hey, nobody thumbs down. This is just a test.
You could actually do 2 interviews. You could do Fizzy and Curiouser at the same time.
Well, that's what I said. I was going to ask the questions, and they're both welcome to answer, but they don't have to answer.
That's perfect. Are you ready for that?
Go ahead.
Is your sound okay?
Do you know what just happened, Sandy?
What happened?
I forgot to mute the stream, so I was hearing all this noise. That's why I couldn't hear what you guys were doing.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Well, what I said was I'm going to ask our normal interview questions and interview Curiouser, but you are also welcome to chime in. You don't have to answer, but if you want to answer a specific question, you're welcome to. Okay? Sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
Shoot.
The first question is, when did you first become aware of the Mandela effect?
Oh, boy. Okay. I first became aware It was April in 2016. No, that's when I started my videos. I actually became aware before then. So it was probably a month earlier, like more like March or something. And yes, and I listened to the YouTube videos. Somebody had mentioned the Mandela effect on a Skywatcher videos I used to watch, and then I thought that was interesting, so I looked it up, and there was just only a few videos, very few videos out, and that most of them didn't even have talking, just like lists, text lists of Mandela effects that they learned by checking out blogs or whatever, and what and I noticed I was the more I read, it became a, it was already the Bernstein Bears that changed for me, but it was more I noticed in the list. So I was like, oh yes, I'm definitely affected. And I thought, this is a huge subject, and I'm probably answering every single question.
It's okay.
I thought this is a huge subject, so I'm going to, because I know these questions.
I know you know
I'm
these
answering
questions
them all
very
in
well.
one. Okay, this is a
So
huge
the first Mandela effect
subject.
that
We
made
got
you
to get the
realize.
information out there. So I thought, well, why don't I try to do some videos and see what becomes of it. I just shot in the dark kind of thing, and I I just gathered up a lot of info and did a lot of research, and and then with my little, or my graphic design skills or whatever, it started to become funner because I learned to make videos better. So yeah.
See, now that's a Mandela effect for me right there. You just said a word.
Uh-huh.
Funner. It was always more fun for me, never funner. Teresa says funner too.
I think
Oh,
it's just a
really?
regional grammar.
Funner.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a word I've used.
I've
Funner.
never heard that. I'm blaming the South.
You're blaming the South?
We don't
I am
talk
from.
like that up here.
And you know what? That's true. I mean, Teresa's from the South. Curious, are
Uh-huh.
you
Florida.
technically in the South? Technically in the South.
Yep.
So I get it. But yeah, funner, never a word for me. That's
Mm-mm.
horrible.
Wow.
More fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. What are your top 3 anchor Mandela effects?
Top 3. Okay. Definitely Canon. The camera was it's with 2 ends instead of 1. That was just like huge for me. The traffic lights was huge for me. It turned upside down. That was like mind blowing enough that I knew something was going on. And then obviously, like I don't know, the Bernstein Bears or Jiffy, those common ones. And yeah, I guess those were 3 biggies for me.
Fizz, how about you? That's not too personal, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Fizz.
What happened?
Your 3 anchor Mandela effects.
Schultz's was a big one for me because we have a Schultz's restaurant in our town, and my godmother's last name was also Schultz, but she still has a T, and the restaurant doesn't, but it's the same family that owns it. So half the family lost the T, and the other half still has it. It's very confusing.
That's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The Limburger baby, I know it's not Limburger, it's Limburg.
Mm-hmm.
But he was never found. That I always watched Unsolved Mysteries and stuff like that. And hold on. Okay, sorry, Joe's
okay.
talking to me. There's so many.
I know.
But I think of the first ones, the first ones I saw was like the top 10. So the first one that really caught my eye was Monopoly Man. I know that's so basic, but that was one of the first ones. And they did that little quiz and I got them all wrong. Which one is right, and you like pick the old one every time. Yeah.
Yes.
I failed.
Okay, let me get to the next. Well, this one is definitely only for Curiouser. When did you create your channel? But I think you answered that. When did you create your new channel?
Yeah, it was like 2016. The new one was 2 years after or so. No, yeah. No, in wait. Yeah, I think it was when we started. I can't remember exactly. A year ago.
We started
a year ago.
2019.
Okay. All right. Right. We're not pretty much like not too long after I started my new channel. We started doing live. So about a year ago for the new one. I know I have my old stuff in at least 2 years.
Okay. Why did you name your channel first Curiouser and then Curious&Curiouser?
To confuse us.
Well, I always liked Alice in Wonderland, and I noticed that you'd always see that blogs and people saying, "Oh, that's they would say that the line curious." Or I'm sorry, they'd say the line "Curiouser and Curiouser." You'd see that around the internet every once in a while, just to say it, about some issue or something. And I thought, that would make it a good name. So yeah, and so well, obviously it's connected to falling down the rabbit hole and all that, and the interesting subjects I found interesting. And this one tops it, so I said, okay, I use that for my name.
Okay. Fizzy, if you get a chance, try to comment on the video. I think you have a wrench now.
Yep, it just showed up as blue.
Okay. All right.
Just
next question.
Shows up.
Yeah, you guys actually have to, in order for me to add a moderator, I have to go to YouTube itself, and I can't do it through StreamYard, obviously, because it's not run by YouTube. Okay, so in your opinion, and Fizzy, you can answer this one too, what do you believe is causing the Mandela effect to happen?
Okay, well, I go kind of deep with this one, but I know there's some interesting theories, as I always say, but I think that it is definitely like universe related, like that we're time, which does actually change with stuff that is happening out in outer space, like for example, the Earth itself, if it rotated any faster or slower, it would actually literally change time for us, right? So time could be altered and manipulated. So space time could too. So, and when I think about it, there are these black holes out in the universe that can actually alter space time, and that they're unexplained, which makes them more mysterious, that they may be related to this whole Mandela effect, and they may be related to parallel universes or parallel worlds. And so I've studied a few things about black holes, and it all pretty much fits. So, though I know that's not, they know so little, about them, but from what the understanding of the information out there of them, it fits. we don't obviously we don't know if they even exist or anything, but it would be an interesting theory if we were either on the edge of one or we were inside of one, where it could actually do manipulation to space time and the laws of physics as we know them, basically. So it could either be that, or it could be explained by just that the fact that parallel universes exist, yet we probably just never noticed. Maybe we're going through a like a space storm, and it's more noticeable that that could occur. Parallel universes, or maybe we're just in a whole different place from because maybe we all died. Maybe the whole um, other reality got or place we lived got demolished somehow. And again, thinking maybe something in outer space, maybe got bombarded by asteroids. That we got, that there's such a thing as a called shock wave that can obliviate things. And then we came here. Somehow we end up here. Maybe yeah, there's all kinds of good theories. There's also, interesting ones that I may not full-hearted believe or anything, like the Matrix and the, time traveling, or, all those that, are very interesting too. But I just haven't, put a lot of thought into them, but, as being real, or that I believe it. But I don't know. I'm just kind of heading towards something that's manipulative, like in the universe, that is can actually do cause stuff like this, like cause and effect. Okay, that's all. That's all I
You're
got.
like, okay, I'm done. Fizzy, do you want to chime in? Do you want to give like one little example of what you think is happening?
I have no idea. I've heard so many theories,
That's a
and
good
none of
answer.
them really explain everything. Like a lot of people would say time travel, but then how can the continents move? And a lot of people say parallel Earths, but then there shouldn't be residue because nothing should have traveled. It's just too much. I have no idea.
I agree with
Not
you. That's
making a lot
kind
of
of it.
sense.
That's
It's not fitting. Yeah.
There's too much. And you know what? Maybe it is good luck. Fizzy normally gets kicked out of streams at 12, and she's still here.
Yep.
Wow.
Yay.
Maybe because I
And
called to
That's great.
complain.
maybe. But I do want to say hello to Splatter 420 and the Nia Kiss, because we have viewers. Thank you guys for
All right.
being here. And okay, we're gonna get back to the questions. The next question is: do you believe there is a common thread or attribute among those affected?
Oh yes, definitely. Not only do we automatically have this common thread and attribute by sharing the information that we all share, that we all are going through. There's that. And there's also possibilities like maybe where we're all feeling out of place. We're feeling like people are acting strange to us. We feel like that even the atmosphere, the environment's different. Um, we feel like we may be from elsewhere. There's all kinds of those. That there's also sometimes that people will have things that like they're on some kind of a bumpy ride of, if you know what I mean, like a bumpy ride, like that people that aren't affected might not have. They just go about their daily lives as normal. Like things happening in their lives that are throwing them off. That since the Mandela effect, that are they would think that, you know automatically kind of tie the two together, because that may be a possibility that that things have changed, like in their lives. A lot of changes, a lot of drastic changes have happened to people affected. So in just life, in general.
I just want to say, Theresa, if you want to chime in and answer any of these, you are welcome as well. Theresa, you still there?
Theresa, you should talk too. Theresa, and she's got a lot of interesting stuff she adds, and she's not there.
Theresa, you still there? Interesting. Oh, okay. I think she's muted. She's muted right now. Okay.
Unmute, Theresa.
I think you can't unmute somebody, but you can mute them.
Oh, I can unmute her.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, there's a button.
We did that to Guy one night. We caught him snoring.
Oh no. Yes, I can mute her, but it's giving me we just lost her.
Oh.
We just lost her. She's on her phone, so that happens. We know it doesn't work too well.
Hope she comes back.
Star 420. So, Star 420 says she's hunting Dan.
Do they have a regular phone app for StreamYard now, or do you just go to the page with your phone?
I'm on the iPad, and I just went into Safari. There's no app yet that I saw.
Okay, I think they are working on an app, which will make things better.
And hopefully the app will let us
at least
share
show
a
screen. Picture, that would be helpful.
It might, yeah, exactly. Like I can show a background picture, but I can't change it once it's up.
I was looking for you. There's a software called Restream where you can share photos and music and stuff like that, but you got to pay for it. So I'll keep looking. Maybe there's something else we can use for you that you can use on the iPad.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. I do want to say we're gonna prayers for Photo Helix. The Neokis is asking that on the 10th, July 10th, to tune into Airborne Saint. I guess they're doing something for Photo Helix then.
Yeah.
Definitely will. I'm sorry. I lost track of the questions.
That's okay. You're doing really good for your first stream. I mean, but you've been streaming before, so you're not really nervous. I would be nervous.
Sandy, stop shaking.
Oh, I was nervous to hit that live button, to actually hit live. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay. It took me a minute. Teresa's backstage. I'm gonna add her back in. Theresa, you there?
Theresa. I'm sorry, I went to go get a snack.
Get me a snack.
It's okay.
It's good. It's the Snyder's Hanover Parmesan garlic pieces.
You just gotta stop the bags, though. Anyway, we were talking, and and she had said you can feel free to talk to, and you usually have a lot of interesting stuff to add to what I've been saying. So yeah, you definitely talk to. All right. Do you want the next question?
The next question. Do you see the Mandela effect as a negative or a positive phenomenon? And do you think it is beneficial to the affected in any way?
Okay, I struggle on this one constantly because I don't know if it's bad or is it positive or negative. So I'm going okay, maybe it's neither one, because it's like I would love to believe it was a positive thing, but yet there are so many disturbing, things that have happened and that are going on too at the same time, that I want to lean toward the positive, so I kind of just tell myself, that, but I don't know. I'm not. I can't label it positive or negative anymore. I used to say positive. I just can't. I think that it may not be good or bad. It may just be different. There's such a thing as it's not better or worse than our old reality. It may just be a different reality. Um, but it would be nice to think it could be a more positive thing. So if you want to believe that, you really should. I think it would be a good thing to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it can't hurt, right? If you're going to believe it's a good thing, go
I
for it.
think it helps people wake up to a lot of other things. Because once you see the Mandela effect, you start to investigate other things like the lizard people and all the conspiracies and stuff. So that part of it is positive. But
Hmm.
most of the changes seem to make things worse than they were before. So that part is negative. So it's a little bit of both for me.
See, I disagree with all of them being worse than before, but there are some for sure that are
But you only
worse.
get 4 Kit Kats, and you're supposed to get 5.
Yeah. Well, there's for an example, there's what was it? Skechers. What was it? I can't even remember anymore. Was Skechers? Now it's Skechers. No,
Yeah.
it was Sketch. I'm sorry, I had that backward. It was Skechers. Now it's Skechers. I think that like Skechers for feet wear just doesn't seem right to me.
Hey,
You know what I
guys,
mean? You don't sketch with your feet, really.
that's my wake up one.
There's also the Flintstones. It makes more sense to be Flint.
Yeah, some of
Or,
them are pretty neutral. Like, it doesn't really make a
yeah,
difference what color something is.
but I know
But
what you mean totally. There's just like some that mangle it. Like the merging. It's just what's going on? Um,
Teresa?
I've also
Mm-hmm.
read a comment, and it was on my channel on the last live show saying there's something, some kind of proof, maybe not proof, but a belief or whatever you want to call it, that there's 3 timelines emerging, not just 2, 3,
If not more.
or even more. Yeah, if you think about it, maybe there's more.
I
Wow.
agree.
yeah, there's definitely more than 2 versions of a lot of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poll I just did in the group about Lee Harvey Oswald, which I don't know if I'm going to be covering on Monday. That's up to Dan, but
He hates it.
he hates it. But me, Fizzy, Armor, we're all affected to some degree. Fizzy's not sure, right? You're not sure, but I'm
No,
sure.
but I would have gone with a lone gunman, like a kind of a weird
But
guy.
you know what? Let me ask the chat because not all of them are in Teresa's
Oh,
group that I'm aware of. Guys, Lee Harvey Oswald. Hey, CJ Wood. CJ Wood just joined us. Lee Harvey Oswald. Do you remember him as a loner, depicted as being kind of slow, antisocial? Or do you remember him as a husband? Or do you remember him as a family man with a wife and kids? So 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. What do you remember? Nick says patsy, and that's exactly the word I use, a patsy. So Nick remembers 3, a family man. Curiouser, what do you remember?
I really don't remember this one. I can't say one way. I don't know him. I probably wasn't interested
Mm-hmm.
in
And
learning
Theresa?
about him. So
Splatter
I know he's
420
weird,
says,
but
yeah, he says 2. And see, that's why I presented 3 options, because Theresa, who isn't talking, said, oh, I know he had a wife, they interviewed Marina. I'd never heard the name Marina before. Theresa knew Marina's name, but never knew that he had kids. So, but he does. He has 2 kids. And what blew my mind is that the 2 kids and the wife were in the original footage in the police department. And I've never seen her before. I've never seen her. I've never heard of her. I've never seen the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in that
weird.
original footage.
Mm-hmm.
Dead GPK says he had a family in my reality. And Nick says, I remember he had a wife and children, and that's how they got him to consent. Do you mean confess? Maybe confess. Let's see. And CJ Wood remembers 3 as well. See, now, right now, you would say that my chat is mostly 2s and 3s, but on Twitter and Facebook, it was, I'd say 75%, right, Fizz? You saw the poll results. Theresa?
Yeah.
It was like 75% for being a loner. No family.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
CJ Wood says hi.
Oh, hi, CJ Wood. Yeah, I definitely don't remember the kid, but I do remember him having that wife Marina.
Oh, Theresa, you were breaking up really bad, honey.
Yeah.
Oh. I said I remember the wife Marina, but I don't remember him having children.
And do you remember seeing them in the footage for the at the police department?
No.
Yeah.
None at all. That's new to me. It was just him.
Yeah, just him. Right. That's no. I remember seeing his mother. I remember seeing his mother at the police department in the footage.
Maybe, but not the wife or kid.
No, not the wife.
No.
And she was carrying the infant, her infant.
Never, 100% no, never. That's new.
Yeah. All right, so we've gone on a major tangent here. We're gonna go back to the interview questions. Okay, Curiouser.
Mm-hmm.
Theresa, you're welcome to answer any of these, just like Fizzy. Feel free to chime in. Has the Mandela effect affected your personal life and relationships in any way? For example, angering friends and family. And do you know anyone in real life who is also affected that you can talk with about the Mandela effect? Anyone?
Yeah, well,
I thought I'd let
you
her
guys. So, yeah. I have a friend and even my mother that are affected, but they just don't dig in the subject very much. They just, I mean, like my mother will watch, they're interested, but they don't, they just kind of don't have anything to say about it too much. So I know people around me that are affected, but they just seem kind of distanced off from it. They don't get into the very much. So yeah, it's mainly for me. It's online. I don't outside this. I really don't talk about it unless it's just just like it's not in depth or anything. It's just
Yeah, I don't talk about it with other people. They wouldn't get it.
Right.
But I do tell Joe some of the song ones because he likes music, and he will send me funny animals that he sees, on his timeline and stuff. So he likes to help. Other than that, no.
Theresa, you want to answer?
Theresa.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to answer?
Yes. I actually know a few people where I live at that work in the clubhouse, and her husband are both affected. But yet her boss won't talk about it. like the manager. She won't talk about it. She gets mad when I bring it up. So I don't talk about it when she's there. But when I'm by myself with the girl in the office, we talk about a lot of different things. And she told me that her husband is really affected. And I said, really good, yeah. He talks to her all the time about that. And I used to wake people up all the time, but I got to the point that, you worry about who you can talk to and and
Theresa,
so you have to be careful about that.
Switch positions. You're breaking up. Switch positions. You're breaking up.
Is that better? Better?
Yes.
Okay. I used to wake people up a lot in the beginning. But then I kind of got to the point where I don't really do it no more because I figure if they're going to wake up, they're going to wake up on their own time. My boss, he knows that I'm affected. He knows that, I do the Mandela. He knows about my group, but he doesn't believe in it. But yet, get this, I caught him in a bunch of different Mandela effects that he remembers the old ways. Like, it's crazy. And I'll be sitting there going, you just remembered it the old way. But then you know what he does? He tries to turn around and change it. Like, oh, no, maybe I was wrong. It's like they get the update or the download.
Mm-hmm.
That
and we know about Dan
all
getting
the time. Mm-hmm.
And Dan too.
Don't say that. He's going to get so upset. He hears this. He's going to be upset.
Though. But it's true, though. I mean, why do you turn around and change your mind?
Guys, Rich Fasanic is in an alternate reality where Sandy is the host and I'm the guest.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's funny.
Hey, Rich.
You're probably confused. Hey, Rich. Welcome. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for me is the few people around me who are awake to it. I wish more people would be more awake to it. I really do. People pick up on their own time.
Yeah, it's a huge subject. What got me was the whole time I was making videos, I noticed because I used to get so many watches, so many views and comments, and I would get many comments of people affected, and they would agree or whatever. But I didn't hear much from anyone who was unaffected about just the whole subject in general. It was like they weren't like interested. They in sharing anything, talking or anything. I almost concluded they were unreal, like robots or unreal. I was like, why?
I think it's the fear.
Do they not?
The fear of it.
Yeah, but there are a lot of scary subjects that this. I don't know. It just seems really odd.
It is though. Think about it. You're messing with somebody's reality that every day that you remember these things a certain way, and all of a sudden you wake up the next day. That's like saying, okay, I got a black car. You wake up the next day and it's bright pink.
Reactions aren't what I remember how people would be reactive to something like that. You know what I mean? They're like strange. They're very strange.
They get aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you get aggressive about something like?
I know.
They could say they could at least be like, "Oh, poor thing," you must feel very out of place, or you must feel strange. And no, they don't say anything like that. They were like, "No, I don't think so." It's like, wait a second.
Snappy. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just like they hang on to their reality, like purposely, and throw it in our faces in a way. And it's like, I just feel like maybe we're an experiment in a way to somebody, because they ended up not being real to me. I don't know, in a way, but of course that's not known. It's just that it doesn't, in my reality, any subject this giant would have, even people that aren't affected would have very different reactions than what we've been getting. Very different.
People, I've noticed, guys, in this timeline, that people are not the way that I remember them being. People's
me neither.
personalities are different.
Oh, totally.
Like, it's not normal. I wake up every morning and like, I want my old. In a way, I miss my old self, and I don't know. Is that one of the questions coming up, Sandy?
Which
if you've
one?
changed yourself.
Yes,
It
that's
could
coming up.
be.
Yes.
Okay, I'll hold my thought for that one then when it comes. Okay, because I got some stuff to tell you about that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
I've noticed I don't know if it's me getting older too, but it's there's a lot more freaks out there that I don't want to call. The only thing I can think of is call them freaks, like on not only on entertainment, but just out and about in the streets. Like there's this whole thing going on anymore. You know, it's like people are just accepting of everything. I don't think it's healthy. It's not good. Oh no.
No.
I agree.
But
All right.
it could be just a generation.
That's not a real mask.
What?
Hmm?
They were commenting about my mask. I really didn't have one on.
Yeah. Well, no, your picture. And I said it's hard to change the icons. It's not easy.
Mine is a real mask.
Yep.
No, mine is. I think you made that one for me, Sandy, didn't you? Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had a pink mask. I think it's pretty. A real one.
This one, I know Theresa has a good story about this one. Have you ever observed any changes happen in real time?
Oh my
Whether an image changing in front of you, something in real life, geographic changes, etc.
Oh my God.
Theresa, you want to talk about your sky? You want to talk about the sky? What happened with the sky?
Or are you talking about the girl's shirt changing words in front of me? Which one?
Whatever you want to talk about is fine.
Well, I have two separate stories. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, the one that freaked me out the most, I would say, was a lot of you guys don't know about this happening to me, and I will never forget it. I went to eat breakfast one morning, and I went to sit down, and I was playing on my cell phone and waiting for my food to come, and 3 people came in, 2 girls and a guy, and the guy sat facing me, and then a girl sat on the other side of him, and then another girl with her back to me. And when they came in, I noticed one of the girls sitting next to the guy on the left facing me, her shirt said volunteers. And I looked at that. It was a burgundy shirt with white letters, you know, like block letters. And I looked and I said, I wonder who she volunteers for. And I looked at it and I said, interesting. So I went back looking at my phone, still waiting on my food to come. It was really busy in there. Looked up again. Her shirt changed. It was the same color, same block letters, but then it said Queenie. I looked and I rubbed my eyes. I'm like, okay. She didn't have no jacket with her. She didn't have a change of clothes with her. She came in empty-handed. So I said, there's no way that her shirt could have changed that. And then it said Queenie, Queenie. And I totally freaked out. I was sitting there like, oh my God. And I'm trying not to look up at it. And it stayed that way until I left. That freaked me out. The other story is my pre-awakening. When I woke up in December of 2016 with my effect, which was Skechers, which freaked me out, and to this day, my 2 pairs of Skechers sit on my shelf, and I will not wear them because they scare the living heck out of me now that they've changed. A few months before I woke up, I was in a El Pollo Loco restaurant, looking out the window, and I said, something is wrong. I was looking up at the sky, and I could see it like kind of like pulsating, like it was like flickering. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and the more that I looked around myself, and this was like at least a couple months before I actually woke up, I said, there's something wrong. There's something not normal. I don't think I belong here. I'm people. I mean, I know
Theresa,
they look normal people. Oh. The people around me, I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt like I was an outsider. That was my feeling. Like, remember, this is 3 months before I woke up. And I said, there's something off. I said, and my ears was constantly ringing a lot. And no, I don't have tendonitis. I heard weird, this is going to really freak you guys out. I heard really weird, loud explosions in my apartment from the distance, and there was nothing going on. I mean, it sounded like something just blew up. I would hear it frequently. I have no idea what that had to do with waking up. And the more that time went on and got closer to this, I'm going to call it my awakening, I felt something huge was coming. I knew that there was something that I was supposed to be doing, a purpose that I was going to be, it was going to change my life forever. And I think it was me becoming a residue hunter, because it was like once I started doing it, I was drawn to it the day that I saw somebody posting about Skechers shoes, not in the Mandela Effect group, but just regularly. And I said, that's spelled wrong. And this was before I even knew what a Mandela Effect was. And I said, there's something wrong with this word. I went to look at my shoes, and I'm like, no way. And right away, guess what you think I started doing? I started looking for the way that I remembered it. And that's how my quest started, becoming a residue hunter. It was me wanting to find truth. And when I know that I remembered, and I know it existed, and it had to be there. And that's pretty much how I became a residue hunter. The Skechers was the big one, and then Fruit Loop freaked me out a lot too, because that was my favorite cereal, which I don't eat now. And that was the two weirdest stories for me, that how I got to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yep. Curious, sir, how about you? Have you ever observed any changes in real life? In real time?
Well, just things that I know were Mandela residue, and I saved them, and then they changed to the new way, just like images and pictures, screenshots, stuff that I'll save, and I know I saved it as residue. I'll look later and it's changed, but I haven't seen them I haven't real time change or anything. No, but
that's not true. I'm going to remind you of something that happened. Wasn't there a building, like an art museum or something? The color of the building changed?
Oh, yeah. I didn't actually watch it changing, but yeah, it did change from a silver to a green color. And there's definitely geographical changes around here that I've noticed. Yeah, but I didn't actually watch them change, or I haven't seen anything, change. But they all of a sudden I'll go back and they're different. Yeah, yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And there's it's when they're old things, old buildings and stuff. It's they didn't just put that there,
Yeah. Fizz, do you want to chime in and say anything?
Yeah, I've had that happen in our town, and when researching, I was looking at Manhattan. Remember, we were always taught it to spell Man-hat-10. Well, now it's A-N instead of E-N. So I found this page that had a whole article. It was all spelled with E's all the way. And I scrolled through it. When I went back to the top of the page, they were all A-N's. All of them.
Oh, no. Well, that would have freaked me out.
Yeah,
that happens.
Yeah, usually for me, they change. Like, it just happened this past week on Curiouser show, where I had highlighted everything like I usually do with the boxes, and she pulled up the residue, and one was circled in green that had changed. So that's usually how it happens.
It was really weird to watch it happen, because it, like, the letter E kind of blurred out into a whiteness, and then it was changed to an A. And it happened so quickly. It was just like, what did I even watch? Like, it was so nuts.
Yeah, that's nuts. Oh no.
But see, we had our town change way before Centerville. Remember, I don't
Oh,
think you were
wow.
on the show yet when we had the new Bremen change.
Oh no, I remember spelling it. You're like, that's not how it's spelled. You got
Yeah.
upset. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, tell us about it. Like, was
well,
it a one letter, without giving out your city? I mean, like, was it a one letter change or was it like a Ville change? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, was it?
it was
Did a
it
letter
used to
disappear?
be BREMAN,
Mm-hmm.
right? Wait a second, let me make sure. I'm getting confused again. Hold on. Let me double check, make sure it's fine now.
That would be
Yeah.
messed up if it changed back.
It was BREMAN, New Bremen. It's based out the German Bremen, but now it's BREMEN. And so I was driving home because I don't live there, but I have to drive through there when I go to town because I live out in the middle of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So I was driving back home, and they have that that big sign at the fire department with all the community events. And it had it spelled different from when I drove through before. And it caught my eye. I called Guy Fawkes and was freaking out over the phone. And he sat there and researched with me for like 3 hours until I'd calmed down. Yeah, that was something to see.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've had a lot of town changes near me. Narbeth is now Narberth. I've had a lot of street changes too, like it was always City Line Avenue. The news calls it City Line Avenue. There are companies, like storefronts, that say City Line Avenue, yet it's
Weird.
always been City Ave. I remember even Noble helping me go back to that really old maps. It's still City Ave. It's so weird. There's no reason for people to all call it City Line Avenue when it was always City Avenue. And now I find myself saying City Ave, which is messed up. I'm like, that's not right. Okay, guys. So the next question. Theresa, I think this is one you're waiting for. Have you experienced any changes in yourself, such as changes to your appearance, health, personality, etc., since becoming affected?
Oh, God. Yes.
Barely hear you, Theresa.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I have noticed a lot of changes in myself. I know before I woke up, I was a lot
Theresa, you're
more
breaking up.
bubblier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lordy. Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I've noticed myself a lot of changes in my own self that I can see. I used to be more bubblier. I used to have a lot more patience. I didn't let little things bother me as much. And my taste for food has changed. Like things that I used to like to eat, I don't like to eat it no more. So my taste for food was a big thing for me. Just in my style, some of my clothing things that I thought I would never wear, I'm wearing now. So yeah, a lot of little things about myself. I haven't noticed any weird scars or anything on me, as far as any changes go on my body. But I do notice my pinky is shorter. That's freaking me out. My pinky on my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it being this short. If you guys take your hand, and turn it around and look at your palms. Look at your pinky, everybody, and tell me if that pinky looks short like you remember. Look at your
Well,
palm.
for me, I've always had little hands, and my pinky's always been little. As a matter of fact, it kind of looks a little bit bigger than I thought it was.
Mine looks smaller.
I've always had really little hands.
Hmm. And I noticed a few people around me, especially my my boss slash he's my friend too. He acts different now. He's not the way that I remember him. So some people's personalities around me are not the way that I remember.
Same here. God, I've
Yeah,
had people change personalities so fast, just like that, constantly.
they're more
Yeah.
aggressive. Yeah, they're more aggressive. That's the only way I can explain
What
it.
is that about? God.
I don't know. They're just completely different. It's like they were replaced by the pod people.
Right. I know.
Yeah, and that's pretty much for me though. But yeah, I definitely have changed. I can see it. I told Sandy that I'm not the same person that I was before. You know, I miss a lot of my old ways, but there's a reason why we are all affected. I think it was, you guys were asking earlier if this is a positive thing. I've learned so much new things in the last few years that I've never knew anything about, and it's enriched my mind. And I feel closer to God as well, and I feel closer to. I've made a lot of friends, because I'm an only child, but I've made a lot more friends through the Mandela effect and the group and everything. And for me, that's the positive thing, is meeting everybody that you would have never met if it wasn't for the Mandela effect. So it is positive in its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Curiouser?
What?
Have you experienced any
yeah,
changes in
I was
yourself?
probably, happier, but that's probably just because things in my life have changed, and I was kind of fighting it all along. So, but there's a lot of positive things that have come out of it too. So I, yeah, I just can't. My personality has changed a little. It's been forced to change from how things have changed. It's just changes you. Uh, so I there's some things that, like, um that are good though, because it's like awakening it, like that. And I can't imagine not having known all this before, or thought of all this before, and so there's just that knowledge and information that's interesting, but I don't know, there's something in me that is not so kicked back as I used to be, like that feels like I don't know if there's something there that's like all hell's gonna break loose, or kind of like a doomsday kind of feeling that, but I didn't
I
really have
agree.
before. I was happier. But I have that now, and I can't fight it. I try to make it go away, and it doesn't go away.
Me too.
It's yeah,
I
it's
feel it.
definitely there. So
I feel like something's coming.
I
I feel
think that
something's
it's going to
coming.
be undeniable, Theresa, soon, and we're gonna have to vocal it, or I, there are, the world has changed, life has changed. There are many possibilities now of making us feel that way that probably weren't in our past.
Yeah.
That not just the coronavirus and the riots and stuff. It's more like something huge, bigger, something more complex than that. But you can't really know what it is. You can only
Sure.
create beliefs and theories. But yeah, I definitely can't shake that. So
Me either. I feel like something, and I remember.
something
I
big.
don't know if you remember, Sandy. Do you remember when I told you months ago, you and Brian, about that I felt something was coming? You remember when I told you guys that?
Yes.
I told both you guys that. I told you that it was not weather related. I said it's not earthquakes, it's not tornadoes, it's not floods. It was something completely different that was going to affect beyond the United States. And I didn't know what it was, but now I know what it was. It was the coronavirus. And that's the way I was feeling, like months way before this came, that something was coming. I just felt it deep within me. And I'm feeling this again, but I don't know what it is. And I don't think us worrying is going to help. I mean, we have to live every day, one day at a
Mhm.
time. And us worrying is not going to change the future. I mean, what's going to be is going to be. Maybe that's why we're in this timeline to
Well, guys,
experience
there's also
and
here's a
learn.
thought. Here's a thought. If we are on a different world, a different Earth parallel, we're probably in a different place in the whole what do you call it, galaxy. Yeah, that's what many of us have pointed out. So
Mhm.
that could mean that there are different things around us that can make us feel different. Like you know, to point out, for example, our planets and sun can all be different. The sun can be at a whole different age than we remember. The earth can be in a different age. I've often thought maybe the sun is a different age, that it's actually literally dying because of the way it looks. It's starting to look like what I've learned in the past about a dying sun, real bright
Mhm.
white, into a white dwarf, whatever, it may not even be the same age as in the past earth, the past reality. It just, these are things to consider that can actually make us feel different, can make us feel like having doomsday thoughts or whatever, that, that it can affect us in that way. But I know
Sure.
what you mean, Teresa, about yeah, you get a feeling, you start, you have prediction, and then an event takes place, and you're like, yep,
I
that's
feel it.
gotta be it. Yeah.
I felt it. I knew. I told Brian. You could ask Brian M. He'll tell you when I told him that, and he's like, "Well, what is it?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just know that it's coming. I just don't know when." And because I am an empath. A lot of people are empaths and other spiritual related relations to um, being infected. So I think a lot of us have our open eyes, or the third eye is open. And I think that's why a lot of us have a lot of things in common that make us more awake to these changes. And they want us to see. And yes, by the way, I see my residue change all the time. It makes me mad. I freak out. The letters disappear. They add a letter, and I'm like rubbing my eyes, like, no. And I'll be in the middle of finding residue for Sandy, right, Sandy?
Mhm.
And it'll change.
That's true.
Or I'll send it to Sandy, and Sandy's like, it changed. And I'm like, no, it didn't. Yeah, it happens all the time, and I witnessed it in real time. It's like watching a movie, like like a word or something will change in front of me, and I'll see the letters just like vanish, like Fizzy was saying. Yeah, it freaks me out. I'm like, there's no way I just saw that, and I just shake my head, and that's when I kind of freak out a little bit. That's like, it spazzes me out, as Dan says, when I see residue change, because it's like virtually, how it's like magic. You know what I mean? Like, it just blows my mind.
Hey guys, in the in the chat, and you guys as well. Spell grandmom, one or two words.
Spell what?
Grandmom, like grandmom, grandpa. Is it one or two words for you?
One word, right, Grandma?
That's what I remember. That's
One
not what
word?
it is now. It's two words now.
It's probably
No.
both.
It kept
What?
autocorrecting. I had
It's
to physically change it back to one word just now.
Did I
When
just
I
see
type
Damien G in the chat?
grandmom, grandmom, it red line. It's a red line. It's telling me it's wrong. It's two words now.
let me check Google. Um, according to the dictionary, grandmom is one word in North America. So
Why is my iPad giving it a squiggle?
I have no idea. Mine has been funny too.
That's so
Like
weird.
I think maybe you got the like Australian dictionary or something crazy on there.
Maybe. Anybody else
Mine
getting squiggle? in the chat? Because they're all typing in grandma. So
I would say one word for sure.
It was one word always, never two. Huh. Weird. Okay, next question. Have you experienced ringing in the ears, sleep disturbances, or changes in your sleep patterns, or any other changes in behavior since becoming affected? Anybody?
I've always had insomnia, so
Same.
yeah.
I think that's one of the things linking most of us is that we are either night owls or all have insomnia at some point.
Yeah. I noticed
for
it's
me,
not only. Go on, Theresa. Sorry.
For me, my sleep patterns changed 100% because before I had woke up, I'm one of these people who used to be in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. And now I can't get to sleep. Now it's like my eyes are wide open. Like, example last night, Sandy, what time did I go to bed?
3 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, I remember going to bed every night around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. For some reason now, my sleep patterns are all messed up. I don't want to eat as much food. That's another thing that changed for me. Is my appetite has gone down a lot. Like I used to, and food doesn't taste the same now. Do you guys agree with that? It tastes like cardboard. Food doesn't taste as rich as it used to. It just tastes off. Does that make sense, you guys?
Well, to be fair,
taste?
I'm a smokers. They say that our taste is off anyway. Like we have a dull sense of taste.
I kind of agree with Theresa on this one. And if you ever watch the Langoliers, the first clue that they had changed time was when they went to eat sandwiches and they tasted funny.
You saw the movie too. Yes, I'm another fan of that movie.
Well, then I agree. I just thought it was because I was a smoker, so maybe that's one of the things linking us.
Yeah, that could be it. But I mean, I've smoked for quite a while, and I was still able to taste things.
Yeah.
You know, your favorite foods just aren't the same anymore.
Yeah,
I get bored eating them.
Exactly. I agree with Fizzy. Nothing tastes the same, and I'm a non-smoker. I don't smoke. I'm in my 50s, and I think I smoked maybe 3 times in my whole life just to see what it was like. And the food just doesn't taste the same. It's blah. Like, I got a TV dinner that I really love. It's like a shrimp scampi that Michelangelo makes. I used to love eating those. And now when I heat them up, I went to a special store to buy them. It doesn't taste the same. Just food just tastes off.
For me, like I like really salty things lately. Maybe because everything feels so bland, I feel like I have to put tons of salt on everything. I never did that before.
Agree.
Might be on to something.
I think that might all have to do also with the atmospheric changes that, that things aren't the same. They just aren't.
The air feels different.
I've noticed things are lighter for me. I almost have to ground myself constantly. I feel like things are just going to fly away from me somehow. I've never felt like that. I used to feel like everything was real grounded and down to earth, and now I feel like I can pick something up and it'll literally fly on my hand. I don't know what that is about. Yeah.
Theresa, I've been clumsy lately, right, Sandy? Haven't you heard me saying I just dropped this and I dropped that?
Yeah, I've
been clumsy.
And I think I broke my toe last night from stubbing it.
Yeah. Have you noticed that, Fizzy, yourself being more clumsier or more like not be able to hold on to things? You're like dropping things, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nothing new for me. I'm very accident prone.
Okay. Okay.
But I haven't come across anyone agreeing with me about this lightness I feel. I don't know what it is. So I I tend to think of the Mandela effect about it, but it's hard to explain it. It's just that it's not like I've gotten strong. I don't feel like I've gotten stronger because I'm getting older. I'm probably getting weaker. And I am, but it's just this down to earth stuff that's changed for me totally. It's different. I used to think things were real solid, like, and now they're just, well, they're probably not anymore. Theresa, with things shimmering and stuff, they're probably not even solid anymore.
Guys, I would think we might be in a matrix or simulation. You know how,
I don't
Fizzy, you
know.
talk about Sims? What if we were Sims?
Nah.
I know,
can't
really.
do that.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what people think, but I can't completely get into that. I'd be more like, well, what if maybe our minds are creating it somehow, but brain bot or something. I can't. I can't imagine, having that's to prove something like that would be just, I don't know, I can't, would be really difficult. They would, to prove that we're in a matrix. But anyway, that's more like it. It would have to be a full belief. It's whole just a belief, because it can be debunked very fast. One debunking of that is that I read particles are actually can go infinitely really small, and they wouldn't be able to actually program that into a computer. It would be just too. It wouldn't be possible. So
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it would be
Well, if
just
you've ever played any simulation games, the glitches that happen in those games are really different from what we're experiencing.
right. But I'm not. Don't get me wrong. There can be it's very possible they'd be very close to the Matrix. Like just alike to it.
I don't want to
just
be a
as
battery somewhere. I
yeah.
hated
I know.
Yeah, that's
I know.
terrifying.
I don't care to believe that. That. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so the next question. In your opinion, do you think the Mandela effects are slowing down, speeding up, or vary throughout the year?
I don't know. I've come across so many of them. I can definitely not agree that I don't agree that they'd be slowing down. That's for sure. So no, there's so many. There's constant. It's just a constant thing.
Yeah. I think sometimes you find them like bam, 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 this changed. And then sometimes it kind of quiets down for a little bit. And
Yeah.
up again.
It is funny is when I'm not looking for them. Sandy knows this. What will happen with us, Sandy? I'll find one, and I'll be like, Sandy, look at this. And then what happens with you, Sandy? You'll find an effect off my effect related to it.
Or any
Oh
other
my God.
person's too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Sandy would be like, oh my gosh. And I'll be like, yep. And it's funny, and I'm not looking for them, and I'll accidentally find them. And that's when I'm usually telling Sandy to tell Dan, hey, I just found this new one accidentally when I'm not even looking. It's like it finds me. I think Mandela effects find you, and you're meant to find them. It's for you. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're slowing down now. I think they're probably speeding up a little bit. Not much, but I'm just gonna say we're still getting them. Like it comes in waves.
Right.
Yeah, it comes in waves.
Yeah.
I've noticed
We
that.
find them all the time. So yeah. I know.
What about you? What about you, Fizz?
I already answered, didn't I?
She did.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, never
You
mind.
scared me. I'm like, was my mic off?
No. All right, guys. There's only a couple more questions left. Do
Okay.
you think the changes to the weather, cloud patterns, natural disasters, earthquakes, etc., are related to the Mandela effect? And I know Teresa's answer on this. Go ahead, Teresa, go first.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I've noticed an increase in earthquakes, larger earthquakes. There's been a lot more weather-related phenomenon with huge, uh, like baseballs of ice coming down. I've heard, and Sandy doesn't believe this, but I think there's been a lot more locust attacks, like, in the foreign countries. And you said they're normal, but they're saying that it's a lot more than they're used to. And the weather patterns for me have changed a lot. And I say yes, 100%, that the weather changes are Mandela effect related. And I'm with that one 100%.
Yeah, I am too. There are so many things I've seen that in my past reality never existed, and they're all different. So yeah, they're all Emmys to me, and I think that the weather's just different here, where we are. I truly believe it's physically a different place, because this is not how we know the weather. Just looking at the sky is different. I don't recognize the sky anymore as the same. It's the cloud formations. Because when you're in the past, you'd look at the sky and see the clouds and think, okay, yeah, that's. I know that I know the sky. I know what the clouds, how they are, and it's familiar. It's very familiar, very home like. Now I look at the sky. I think no, that's not right somehow. Don't get me wrong. It may be a beautiful sky and everything, and just fine, but it's not familiar. And I know that there are many different weather phenomenons that I've never heard about.
See, I know.
I agree.
Yeah, so many.
Too many new cloud formations and all the weather things that Sandy finds. I don't never heard a lot of those, and all the weird rainbows and all the different colors of just it's all weird. It's all these weird bright rainbow colors, this cloud formations and storms, and what was the one you were talking about on Tara's show about the Dorados? What was it called?
Derechos, but everybody was telling me I was pronouncing it wrong.
But yeah, you've come across a lot of weather phenomenon I've never heard of in my life. Never. And the underwater things with the freeze, the finger of death. What the heck? No.
Yeah, and Noble said they covered that a long time ago, but I must have missed it. Yeah, the ice finger of death
with the little starfish trying to get away. I didn't like that one at all.
Sad. It was really sad.
He was like trying to. Was it a he, or are they he's or she starfish?
Both.
Or are they? Oh.
Yeah, I think they're both.
Okay. But yeah, that's crazy though. That the ice and the animals being hit by it. It's kind of like an ice lightning strike underwater, right? Kind of like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. A very slow moving ice lightning strike. Yes.
The poor animals get in the path and then they suffer or die. I mean, does it kill them right away?
I do believe they don't suffer. I do believe it freezes them instantly and they don't feel anything. They probably just go to sleep and don't wake up.
What happens if there was a human standing there? Would it affect them the same way?
That's what I was talking about during the show. If it's large enough, and some of them were very large, if it's large enough, it could probably do the same thing to a human. Like if your hand was in the way, it would probably do the same thing to your hand.
It could injure you real bad.
You can lose your finger if it's too cold.
I wondered about that, if it did affect a human, if it affects starfish like that and other little creatures, how it would affect a human, even in a diver's suit.
It's kind of scary because I have pictures of divers swimming next to them, and they're as big as they are. If that had started forming above their head and they didn't see it and it came down right on them,
Oh my God.
I don't know.
How often does this occur? Do you know? Did it say if it was? How often does something like this occur? Is this like a freak thing?
It doesn't
You
say,
know?
but they do move super slow. Damien G's pointing out that they sped it up to show the effect better. They do move super slow, so I mean, I'm assuming a diver could get out of the way. Like, so it wouldn't pose much risk to humans because you'd be able to move away in time.
Not
But-
like the little critters trying to run, you know.
Right, exactly.
Aw, that's sad. Yeah, that I've never heard of that before. Wow. But yeah, there's a lot of weather phenomenons, and I think there's more coming. I really do. I think we're all going to discover some new weather phenomenons we never heard of. Just give it time.
I don't know if Fizzy wants to share. There's only 5 people here, so it wouldn't be terrible if you wanted to share what you just found, because what you found is crazy. Fizzy found something today that she may not want to share. That blew my mind. So there's more coming out.
Yeah,
Yes,
you should, because
yes,
Crystal
Fizzy.
knows more about the weather things than I do. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me find the image first.
I gave you a ton of them too.
I
in the
know.
chat.
Have you guys ever heard of earthquake lights?
Anybody
looks-
in the chat,
It
or
looks
you
just
guys
like
on the
a
panel?
rainbow.
Earthquake what?
Earthquake lights.
No. Never,
Okay.
never, never, never.
It looks like a big rainbow in the sky. It says they're unexplained prismatic phenomenon that people reported seeing since 373 BC. They pop up either before or during an earthquake and are common in China. Experts have a number of theories about gases, magnets, and quartz, but there's no accepted explanation. Yeah, Sandy's got better pictures, but
I'm adding you to the screen now.
I love you. What?
Yeah, because I can't share. So if you want to take them from.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm not used
Here,
to
I'll
sharing.
switch you back. I'll switch you back until you're ready.
Okay. I'll put up some more of them. I feel like Dan with like 80 tabs open.
The Naked says, I saw them in Yellowstone Park.
Some of them are super bright.
And yeah, some of them are very bright, very
All right.
pigmented.
We'll try this again.
Okay. Here we go.
Do you mean to zoom in? So these just randomly appear.
Wow. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That one's over Los Angeles.
Some of them are really like neon. Like, look at this.
Oh my gosh. No, Fizz.
And scientists don't know why they happen.
No.
There's theories, but they haven't figured it out.
Wow. No, that's new to me.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I will have to look more into it. But it says there's no accepted explanation, so I don't know. Kind of weird.
And it's crazy that they were first reported in 373 BC, but we've never heard of these.
Yeah. Who reported them in 300? They didn't even record anything back then, but they wrote about the earthquake lights. Yeah. Sounds legit.
It's beautiful though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, let's see. Do you think the laws of physics are changing, Curiouser?
Yeah, I pretty much do. I think it may be possible that they are. But, well, actually, laws of physics are always changing anyway. But it just depends on, are they changing slow or fast or what? but or how, it's a little complicated to say that they're just changing. It's doesn't seem right, but it may seem that way, but there may be some, logical explanation that we know of that would explain it. But yeah, I think that I'll go with it's possible. Yeah.
Theresa, how about you?
When you're saying this question, give me some examples so I can understand. Because this question I get a little confused with. Give me an example. Just give me an example.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like, what goes up must come down is a law of physics. Well,
okay.
A theory. It's a theory. That's actually a theory of gravitation. But
that's a hard one for me to answer.
Right.
Well, you're talking about like if we were floating around. Is that
like
what you
as
mean?
we know them, we don't know everything, obviously.
That's a hard one for me to answer because I have never experienced anything as far as law of physics changing on me, but not related to residue changing. I don't know if that can be related to it.
Well, yeah, that's something concrete that shouldn't be able to change, and it changes right before our
eyes. Then yes. So the law of physics for me would be related to watching residue change, seeing the flickering in the sky, things shimmering. So yes, in that way, I believe it is a factor. Yeah. We're gonna go that way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Damien G, save all your answers because we're gonna be asking you the same questions. This is your cheat sheet to prepare. Okay. 2 more questions. The first one is, do you see anything happening in the future either related to or because of the Mandela effect? And take that as you will. Any of you?
Wait, say that again?
I have no idea.
Do you see anything happening in the future either related to or because of the Mandela effect?
You want us to be specific?
No, you have to be specific.
Well, there may be,
like, do you see a great awakening happening? Do you
changes?
See... I've given up on the Great Awakening.
Yeah, same.
I probably just been seeing him as changes, like, things will be different, maybe. So I don't know.
I can give an example. I see our alphabet changing. I feel that maybe in the future, our alphabet's going to be completely different. Like, I just covered The Last Starfighter on your channel.
Yeah.
The way they wrote Starfighter on the video game, you can barely read it. And I think that's where our alphabet's heading.
Completely? You mean like the shape? Like all the A's will be triangles and...
I think it could happen. Maybe not right away, but I can see it happening in the distant future because people treat we're seeing a lot of things merge, right? Well, companies are now using this stuff in new logos as if it's always been available to them, like it's just part of their, like the way they write things. Things are changing actively, the way people write things.
Gradually, yeah.
It is gradual. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but I think eventually we could end up with a completely different alphabet system for English. We have, hey, Noise Guru, welcome. All right, guys. The last question is really open-ended. Is there anything you'd like to add or tell us that we didn't ask already? Or I didn't ask already, because I'm not on Curious and Curiouser's channel right now.
How do you like
So.
hosting, Sandy? I know it's not Mandela related.
It is kind of Mandela related. I just
It's kind
can't
of
show
fun.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is
think
fun. I
it's
just
really
wish
good.
that I wish I could present. That's all. That's the only thing that I'm not happy with right now, is that sharing screen is not an option on mobile, apparently.
Yeah, I'm really not used to doing it, but
I'm happy that my guests can at least share their screens.
yeah. You just have to get Theresa to pull out her laptop so she can share stuff for you.
Yeah. You're assuming that you won't be here ever, huh?
Well, not every
Like,
single time.
no, of course not. But Noise Guru is asking a question. Did anyone see the eclipse tonight?
No, I didn't.
No.
Is it still going on, or did we miss it?
No, I haven't walked outside yet. I've been on the show with you guys.
Well, I looked earlier and I didn't see anything. I just saw the moon looked a little bit yellower than usual, but nothing.
Someone said also that all the planets were lining up tonight too, and that was going to cause some problems. But today's actually been a pretty good day. Usually when all the planets are doing crazy things, I get, kind of anxious and upset. I haven't noticed any of that this time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I stayed home today, Sandy. Remember?
Yep.
Something told me to stay home, and I
Guess
did.
what they're calling it? The Planet Parade. Apparently it happens every 37 years.
That's really weird. So this
That's
would be the
cool.
second time this has happened in my life. Okay. Interesting. Anything else, guys?
No.
All right. Well, then I guess that's gonna.
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
It's a special, rare, and unique planet parade.
How's it special and unique, Fizz?
All the planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, blah, 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 plus Pluto, they don't even include Pluto, that's mean, will line up on one side of the sun. This will be a planet parade of the first type. The last such parade occurred in 1982, and the next one will be in 2161. So I guess it's not as common as they said. I guess mini planet parade is more common, but a full planet parade. I've never heard of a planet parade. That's so silly.
No, that is totally silly. I've never heard that term.
So, planet parade.
Just wanted to mention that my eyes, my eye color, I noticed through the years is getting lighter. It's weird. I know. It used to be like I would always think of my eyes as being like a green, a dark green or a green blue, or sometimes it'd be darker blue colored, and then they change colors. But now I notice they're like a gray color, more like, I guess like at work there's a lot of light, like bright lights and stuff when I look in the mirror, but still I never remember seeing my eyes real, gray, bright gray colored like they are. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that in just because, I don't know, it's something I noticed and it's weird.
Well, that's actually interesting because my whole life I've always known my eyes to be hazel. But it turns out, like I'd never say I had hazel eyes. I'd say my eyes are hazel green because they're green with gold flecks in the center. But apparently that's green eye color. Green eye color can be anything from green, just green, to green with gold flecks.
Right.
Hazel is like not a brown, but it's like a golden color.
Okay.
Like the gold flecks would be everything.
Like lizards.
Oh.
Yeah. Fizz
Right.
just offended everybody with hazel eyes. So apparently my eyes are green, and my whole life I thought they were hazel. So that's weird.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah, and I
heard
always thought my eyes were green, but I've noticed a lot of times they're blue and sometimes gray, really light. And I don't know. It's weird.
That's
It's like
weird.
our
What you
eyes
guys
are
say, Fizz?
changing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well,
In fact,
I just
I would like
Googled
to
the
touch on
hazel.
this subject in the next
Oh,
show.
sorry.
Sorry for interrupting. I'd like to talk about eyes on the next show. Some people have
Okay.
seen what are those called? That shape that
The limbic rings or something, or
yeah,
I forget. The
Octagon.
rings around the eyes.
octagons. Yeah, Teresa. Yes,
Mine was octagon for a while, guys. I never told you guys about it, but one of mine was octagon.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mine were too.
All right, what were you gonna say, Fizz? Sorry about that.
No, it's saying that hazel is any color between green and brown. So technically, anyone could say they had hazel eyes. But I always thought
That's
hazel was lighter brown.
I always thought
Yeah.
hazel was brown with green specks in it.
Hmm.
Oh, I've never seen that. Brown with green
Brown
specks.
with green, yeah, brown with green, and making it appear to be like a golden colored. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I'd have to. I need to look.
I think
see
that's
if
what mine is, Sandy. Remember when I showed you pictures of my eyes? Remember what color were mine?
Black.
No, my eyes, but no, I've sent pictures to Sandy before, right, Sandy?
Yes.
What color was it? Because I sent it in pure daylight too.
See, now yours, I would say, were hazel because they're brown with gold. At least
Oh,
that's what
your
I thought.
sim has blue eyes. I always thought your eyes were blue. That's weird.
Who?
You.
Your sim is blue eyes.
Yeah, I thought your
No,
eyes
go look again.
were weird. Okay.
No, go look. No, go look at my Oh, you're talking about a sim you made for me. No. You need to change it to have brown eyes. Yeah, I never blue eyes. I always wanted blue eyes, but no, always been brown.
Weird.
Splatter,
I
your
could have
eyes are not
sworn you had-
red.
could have sworn you had blue eyes. That's shifty.
Maybe in another reality.
All right, and on that note, thank you guys for being here for my very first test stream, which turned into a full-on interview of Curious and Curiouser, Fizzy, and Theresa. So thanks for being here, guys.
Yes, and good
It was
night,
awesome.
everyone. Thanks for being here. It was really nice talking.
Yeah, thank you for
Glad to
everybody.
be the
A reminder
guest.
that Damien G is going to be on Curious and Curious channel this Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST and 9 p.m. Eastern. So everybody be there for the interview, and also we'll be showing Mandela effects and possibly some residue too, right, Sandy?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So yeah, be there. And Fizzy, you're welcome to pop in as well.
I'll troll Damien. I don't care.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yes, I think it's getting to his head now. No, just kidding.
It'll be a good show.
Okay,
yeah,
everyone.
It'll be a great show. All right, good night, everyone.
Good night. It's been great.
Good night. Thank you for coming, Fizzy, and Curious for everyone. Thank you for being here.
All right,
Great
night,
job,
guys.
Sandy.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm trying to, and there we go.